We all know some of the big RPGs like Baldur's Gate 3, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, but for every really well-known RPG, there are many that are not so well-known, that are truly underrated games. So in today's video, I want to talk about 5 RPGs that you might have missed, but that are totally worth your time. Let's dive in. To start, let's talk about Outward. Outward is an open-world role-playing game that is set in a fantasy world. The game can be played individually or with multiplayer. The game combines survival mechanics like warmth, hunger, and thirst with more classic action role-playing mechanics like skills, the ability to increase stats, engage with quests that have varying outcomes, and the player character's actions having an impact on the world around them. In Outward, you'll play as a commoner who starts the game off with a debt on their head. I know what you're thinking, starting the game with a debt on your head, that sounds like a lot of pressure, that might not be so fun. Well, it can actually go a lot of different directions, even from the jump, and that's pretty cool because it shows that this game does let you do that role-playing. It does let you pick different ways to resolve situations. There are also factions that you'll have to navigate, locations to explore, and you'll be challenged to find ways to improve your skills and level up. A fun twist in this game that's definitely worth mentioning is that death isn't really death. Instead of dying like you would in most games, something will happen like maybe you'll be saved and taken to a village, or maybe you'll be captured by bandits and you have to escape. It keeps things interesting, and it definitely reduces the annoyance that can come from those potentially very repetitive death scenes. Just to be upfront, this game has some issues. There's definitely some aspects to it that can feel a little unpolished, a little bit challenging or frustrating, but overall, the blend of survival, exploration, and role-playing mechanics is a lot of fun here. And just so you know, apparently there's an Outward 2 that's scheduled to come out next year, so might want to keep that on your radar as well. Next up is Greedfall. Greedfall is an action role-playing game that is set in a fictionalized fantasy 18th century world where you are among a group of settlers who are exploring an island that is already inhabited by people. The plot largely explores conflict between different groups and the contrast of differing beliefs and ways of life. On top of all of this, there are magical and supernatural elements to navigate. You will create your character with a pretty limited character creator, and then you'll enter the world where you will engage in combat and build relationships with other characters in the world. There are even romance options in this game, which I know for some can be a very important aspect to have in a role-playing game. Greedfall does have some challenges to it. There are some issues with bugs, and the RPG mechanics may feel a little bit limited, but looking past those issues, the game provides an interesting world to explore and a unique story that the player has some ability to craft and to engage with. Next up is Alpha Protocol. Have you ever wanted a role-playing game that is also a spy game? Alpha Protocol is exactly that. You'll play as Michael Thornton, a character with a somewhat customizable background and appearance who has been recently recruited to a secretive government agency. You'll engage in training and missions that will give you the option to play as you like. Go in guns blazing or focus on stealth. Be professional, be a suave charmer, or be blunt and to the point. You'll develop your skills, upgrade your weapons and equipment, and build your reputation with your colleagues and others with a pretty fun dialogue system and a branching narrative. Alpha Protocol isn't without its problems. A lot of those problems are glitches, the combat being not entirely ideal, and some frustrating mechanics that can make the game overall feel a little bit unpolished, but that doesn't mean it isn't fun. It is a very fun game, and it's kind of a one-of-a-kind RPG by putting you in the shoes of a spy. How many other games honestly do that? It's been delisted before, but as of writing, this game has been relisted on Steam and can also be purchased on GOG. Next up is Wildermyth. Wildermyth puts you in the role of managing a party of characters and accompanying them on their adventures and watching them change over time. You'll make narrative choices that impact not only your characters, but also the world around them. You'll watch them age, develop relationships with each other, and develop unique personalities and abilities that are influenced by the decisions that you're making for them along the way. So, no pressure, right? Not only are you managing the social and character aspects of the game, but you'll also be able to gather resources and craft equipment for your team. On top of that, you're exploring locations, you are looting items, and encountering different types of enemies around the world. The world is interesting and it's procedurally generated, which means that your adventures will always keep you entertained. There's just so many great things to say about this game, and it's a lot of fun to play. Your characters are all very unique, and trust me, you will get attached to them. If you haven't played this game, you enjoy RPGs, and you enjoy adventure and party management, this is definitely worth a try. Finally, we have Pathologic 2. Pathologic 2 is a really unique survival role-playing game set in a very surreal world. It is loaded with interesting imagery and storytelling. You play as a surgeon who has just returned to their hometown only to learn that there's a plague that their help is desperately needed for. Not only do you have to manage your own needs like thirst and hunger, but you will also encounter challenging, difficult decisions that can have potentially really serious consequences. In this game, your time to act is limited, as you only have 12 days to find a cure for the plague, while you also encounter numerous other quests and situations that demand your attention. How will you decide what to prioritize? And what will be the potential consequences of failing to manage your time and tasks well? This game will keep you interested and it will keep you guessing. This is one of the rare games that really leaves you to your decisions and actions, and here especially, even small mistakes or poor decisions can build into major consequences. No pressure though. So there you have it. Those are a few of my picks of some underrated role-playing games that I would recommend. But let me know in the comments what your favorite role-playing games are. Are there any role-playing games that I missed that you feel like are totally overlooked and underrated and that you feel like people should know about? Drop the name in the comments. If you like more content like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.